few times because this measurement is going to be trickier, and here's how it's going to work. What we're going to do is we're going to so there will be a couple ways of measuring this. Probably the easiest way would be to use tracker with a nice video camera, and then when we plot the points, we can use our technique for finding the final velocity, which most of you have forgotten, but you used to know how to do it. And that would give us a really accurate measurement. Too much work. One thing we could do is set up a motion sensor and basically do the same thing. But that's also too much work. And the reason for that is because getting motion sensors of these things on the track requires like putting an index card on there and like having the motion sensor up. Too much work. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to make an approximation using kinematics. Here's the equation we're going to start with. The final position of an object will equal its, wait, sorry, that's not the right equation, my bad. The equation we're going to start with, this is the fourth equation. We used this, or you saw this, but I told you we weren't going to be using it very often. This is a time when we're going to use it. And it relies on the definition of average velocity, which is the change in position of an object divided by the amount of time that object is moving, or delta x divided by delta t. This is a definition. It's always true. Measure two positions, divide by the amount of time it took for something to get from point A to point B. That is its average velocity. We also know that when acceleration is constant, there was one other equation that worked for average velocity, which is initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. The average velocity of an object is equal to the mathematical average of its initial and final velocity if the acceleration is constant. It'll be linear. So if it starts at a certain speed and ends at some other speed, its average speed is just halfway between those speeds, as long as the acceleration is constant. We know acceleration is constant on a ramp because we established that a billion years ago. There's only one net force the entire time it's on the ramp, so its acceleration will be constant. That means these two quantities are equal. So we have this equation. The mathematical definition of average velocity will be equal to the arithmetic mean of the initial and final velocity. The initial velocity is 0. The final velocity is going to be equal to 2 times the change in position divided by the change in time. In other words, the final velocity is twice the average velocity, which makes sense. If it starts at 0 and it has an average velocity of 1, then in order to get to the bottom with an average velocity of 1, its final velocity must have been 2. 2 plus 0 divided by 2 is 1. So what we're shooting for is a way to find this number by making some measurements. And we have two measurements here that we can make pretty easily. One is delta x. That is this distance right here. It's the distance between where the object starts and where it stops along the track. Okay? So you'll need to measure that distance. And then the other thing that you'll need to do, and this is the hard part, this is why a shallow track is easier, is the time. Your reactions are going to be the limiting factor here. You're going to get a great measurement of distance, but your reactions are going to limit your ability to get a great estimate for time. Those of you with a steeper track, your estimate is going to be off by more, and it's not a big deal. What I want you to do is I want you to make 10 measurements. So you'll measure delta x. You can just measure that once, and then make 10 measurements of delta t and average. Using this equation. So here's your prediction. Here is your experimental result. They won't be the same because they never are, but you'll see it should be reasonably close, all right? So let's see how far you get. I want to kind of evaluate where you are in like 5 minutes or a little bit longer. And getting more data is less important than getting that average and being able to kind of think and talk about it. But go ahead and start conducting your tests. And let me know if you have any questions.